Donald Driver, owner and CEO of Driven Elite Fitness and Health. I played for the Green Bay Packers for 14 seasons. I went on to become the all-time Packer lead receiver in franchise history. Won a crazy show, kind of out of my comfort zone, called Dance with the Stars. Won season 14 of that. Went on to write my memoir. That went on to make New York Times bestseller. And so from there, wrote for a children's book, and now I own fitness and health clubs. The first time I used the Mark Pro was at my facility in South Lake. It was right before that time where I was in my 9th, 10th year, and I was getting ready to figure out what was next. And so I knew at that point that I had to make sure that I take care of my body and make sure that if I wanted to continue to play at the highest level, that it was going to take every piece of equipment to make sure that I had the perfect recovery tool in place. If we had the Mark Pro when I played, I'd say early in my career, I think it would give me an opportunity to make sure that my body stayed healthy. I think sometimes that's the biggest challenge, is that we think as youngsters, our body, we can recover faster. But as we get up in age, we realize that that's not the right tool. And so I say this over and over, I wish that they did have it, because it would have gave us an opportunity to, especially for myself as an older player, be able to take it on the road and be able to use the tools that we need to make sure that I can play at the highest peak of my performance. I think the Mark Pro would have helped me just to be rejuvenated, right? I think that's the biggest piece, because sometimes I think that's what we think, is that we can recover faster than ever. But sometimes our body tells us a different tool. The Mark Pro is one of the best recovery tools in the world. It allows me to, at 48 years old, to stay as fresh as I think I am. Sometimes we think it's the mind game that we play every single day with ourselves, but we have to make sure that we take care of the body. 85% of what I do is recovery. And Mark Pro is one of those tools that I use every single day. And outside of that, the other 15% is the strength and conditioning piece. At Driven Elite, we really focus on, the number one goal we focus on here is recovery. And so with our athletes that comes in, it could be, the girls that we train, they can be on a volleyball player, could be playing in a tournament all week long, right? The biggest piece for her is that she's not injured. Her body's just sore. And so we want them to come in and know that it's time to flush those muscles and release those muscles. And so we're blessed to be able to say that we have the right tools and the right equipment to get us where we need to be. And so Driven Elite really focuses on that. We really want to focus on the opportunity to give our kids the best resources that they need to stay as healthy as possible. I may have an incident where I'm doing a lift and it's not really an injury, it's just a strained muscle. And so for that, I allow myself to put the pads where I need to put them. And for me, it's neck and back shoulders on my traps to make sure that I can still perform. What I would say to athletes, young athletes that's saying they want to play at the next level, is to make sure you take care of your body. That's the key. You can do all the skills in the world, but if your body is not recovered, you don't take care of your body, your career will end sooner than you want it to be. And so for me, that's what I tell athletes every single time, is that you have to have the desire, you have to have the determination, you have to have the discipline, and you have to have the drive. And if you don't have those three, then you're not going to make it. And so what I mean by that is, we go back to the recovery piece, right? You have to be dedicated to be willing to do that. Then you have to be disciplined to make sure you follow through. And then at the end of the day, you're going to have the drive that's going to continue to push you forward.